Welcome back to Coach's Corner. We're also going to talk Ponca City High School baseball this week. The baseball team has, as we record our program, still some home games left, including one that they're going to honor their seniors. And, Coach, a lot of folks will see this after the fact, but I think it's certainly something you want to do is to talk about those senior baseball players who will be honored in the ball game against Newkirk.
Yep. Tonight we play Newkirk. JV will go first, varsity will go second, and in between games, we're going to honor the four seniors that we have on our team currently. Jeremy Burns, Robert Nanny, Devin Wilkins, and Joey Ferber. Each of those guys have had a major contribution to this team so far this year. And, you know, it's always difficult for seniors whenever you got an incoming coach, and both of them, you know, all of those guys have come in and really embraced the system. And, you know, I couldn't ask for a better group of guys.
Absolutely. That was my next question. You know, when a new coach comes in, sometimes those seniors, especially at this level, they got a lot of things going on, and they may not embrace that change, or they may feel like that the old way was better than the new way. But it looks like they've done just the opposite. They've tried to blend your coaching style into the chemistry of all the other young players in your program.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, those seniors, I expect each and every single ball club I have, those guys have got to be the core of any group, and they have been. I mean, and you know, they've come in, and like I said, it could be difficult for any group to truly accept what a new coach is saying, but you know, they've come in and they've really embraced what we're trying to teach. And you know, whenever those guys are leading and they're doing what we ask them to do, everybody else seems to follow along.
And I'm sure that as you came into the program, you were pretty conscious of that. These are guys that have played baseball their whole lives, and they're going into their senior or probably their last year of playing. So it works both ways. I'm sure you wanted to make this as good and great an experience as you could too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, hopefully each and every single one of those guys gets to go on and pursue whatever they want to pursue. You know, we might have a couple that'll go on and play college baseball, just depending upon what their interests are. But, you know, for any senior, you never know what the future holds for any kid. And so you want to come in as a coach, and you want to make sure that they're enjoying every aspect of that senior season, and that whenever they leave with no regrets. And so far, I think that's what each and every single one of them have done.
The team is 16-12, but, Coach, when you only lose four seniors, that's not that bad a thing, because most of these ball players are juniors and sophomores, so you have just about everybody coming back next season.
Yeah, we'll have most of our kids coming back. We'll have to replace some of those guys that have done some major things. You know, we've had impacts on the base paths with Devin Wilkins, and then, you know, Robert Nanny, he's batting in our four-hole, playing second base, shortstop for us, and with Joey Ferber, you know, at third base, and one of our main pitchers. We'll have to replace each and every single one of those guys, and it'll be tough to replace that leadership. But with so many juniors and sophomores, the future does look very well for next year and for the coming years, for sure.
I know, Coach, we have district home games this Friday and next Monday. What's the baseball schedule like this week for our Wildcats?
We've got Newkirk today. Thursday we will go to Broken Arrow, and then Friday and Saturday we've got Booker T. Washington. Following that are games against Sapulpa, Bartlesville, and Piedmont, and some of those might have to get canceled because of the 22-game limit. So district plays more of importance than anything else. So right now, for sure, Newkirk today, and then Broken Arrow, Booker T. Washington, and Bartlesville.
That's a pretty good grind right there. Thursday at Broken Arrow, Friday at home against Booker T, and then Saturday getting on the bus again and going back over to Tulsa. So that's a pretty good stretch of 3 games right there.
Yeah, it is. And you know, the good thing about our kids are they're used to getting on a bus and traveling, and you know, that's something that they all understand. And it's that's a grind about baseball. It's a grind every single day, and you've got to get up and get ready to go. But you know, these kids have responded well, and we talked to them last week after the Broken Arrow game about, you know, what this week holds, what the rest of the week holds. You know, we're sitting at 5-5 in districts right now, and every game in districts is important as far as seeding is concerned, so they know what's ahead of them.
Your team lost last week to Broken Arrow 9-2. Your team has not experienced a whole lot of blowout losses this year, and that wasn't really a blowout, but you know what I'm saying. That game, Broken Arrow kind of took it in the first inning and went with it. What did you say to them after the ball game? Because I know you spent quite a bit of time with them to make sure that they know it's just one game and that they still are going to get another shot at Broken Arrow. What were some of the things you talked about?
Well, the main thing we try to teach these kids is that, we talk to them about the idea of believing. Believing in themselves, believing in the team, believing that whenever they go up against Broken Arrow, Jinx, Union, or anybody else like that they're good enough to go beat those guys, because we see just a little bit of difference whenever we go up against teams like that as opposed to going to go up against Stillwater, who's a very good team and beat Owasso this past weekend. And, we can go over there and compete with them just as easily as we can with anybody else, and we can go beat those guys. But whenever we play other teams, a little bit different of an attitude. So we just talk to them about understanding that they are a good ball club, but in order to do it, they've got to believe in each other. They got to believe in themselves, and they can't play down to certain team standards or try to play up to certain teams. Play our game, and if they can go out and do that and just trust in the fact that they are a solid ball club, then they'll be able to go beat those teams.
Well, you've got Broken Arrow Thursday, obviously one of the top teams, but I know you were talking about the importance of that game, but in particular the doubleheader against Washington on Friday and Saturday, and then next Monday against Sapulpa. If you want to finish strong in the district, those two games against Tulsa Washington are very, very important.
Yes, they are. I mean, we don't want to take anything away from Broken Arrow. We're going to go over there on Thursday, give them our best shot, and we're going to try to beat them. I mean, that's the whole goal. We want to go over there and beat those guys, but we've got to understand that it's not just that one game. It's not just that game against Broken Arrow. It's not just that game against Stillwater or anybody else. There's a lot of other opponents that we got to go out and take care of business as well, and so it's just a refocus.
Mm-hmm. I know this is a time of year, though, Drew, where you start watching where you are in your district. You're watching everybody else, who's got who still to play, and you mentioned you're 5-5 in district play. If you can take care of some business, you can finish over 500 and draw yourself a better assignment when the regionals come around.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of help for us, but there's still that remote chance. We'd have to have a lot of help of us actually being able to host here, but it would take a lot of help. But we've got to, go take it game by game, and hopefully at the end you can go out and win. 3 of the last 4 or 4 out of the last 4 games. That's kind of the goal that we have right now. And as far as districts, is go win 3 or 4 games. And if you can do that, you set yourself up for a very good positioning come regional time.
Well, the Wildcats have had a good season, 16-12, but it's not over yet. 16-12. I know the goal is to win some more ball games and get as far as you can in the playoffs, Coach.
Oh yeah, we still tell the kids we still want to get to 20. I mean, 20 victories is a big mark, and in baseball, we still want to get there, and it's within reach. They just, again, it goes back to what we told them. They've got to believe, and set yourself up for regional. Start trying to play your best baseball at this time of the year, which everybody's trying to do, and we're getting there. If we can do that, once regional comes, it's one game at a time, and anything can happen.
Coach, congratulations, much good luck, and don't forget to get out and support the Wildcats. They'll be at home this coming Friday against Booker T. Washington, and next Monday against Sapulpa. 2 big games. We hope to see you out at the Pohai baseball field. For Coach Burris, Phil Turney on this week's edition of Coach's Corner.